Welcome back to Miss Curtis's art class. Today we are going to make a snowman. So here's the example. And the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to make our frame and name. And remember that if you're using a pencil, that's fine, or if you have markers, that's good too. I'm using a Sharpie marker so that you can see it better on the screen. Okay, so let's start with the first step. I'm going to hold my paper tight, and I'm simply just going to make a line around the edge of my paper. And if you have trouble making a straight line, you can always make a squiggle line for your frame. Okay, so for this project, we are going to have your paper in portrait mode, just like so. And I'm going to ask that you write your first and last name at the bottom right. So I'm going to write Miss Curtis and your homeroom number. So I'll put 217. So the first step we're going to do for this snowman is we are going to make a circle shape for the head in the middle of the paper. Now we want this shape to be a little bit large, but we don't want it to take up the whole paper. So watch me first. Okay, so somewhere in this area, I'm gonna hold my paper with my opposite hand, and to the best of my ability, make a circle shape, just like so. Okay, so go ahead and do that. The next step is we are going to bring down two curving lines to make the body for the snowman. So I'm going to take my marker. I'll start with the right side. Curving line that comes down to the bottom of the frame, and on the left side another curving line that comes down right to the bottom of the frame, almost like the snowman has shoulders. Okay, the next step is going to be to make some of the facial features for this snowman. So I'm going to start with 2 dots for the eyes, a triangle shape for the nose, because we know snowmen have carrot noses, right? And the next step is going to be a nice curving smile. The next step that we're going to do is to create the snowman's hat. The snowman's hat is going to be a diagonal line at the top of the circle, and then have another smaller circle above that. And I'm going to throw in a design into my hat. And these are going to be lines, and when we color them in, they'll be repeating like a pattern. Okay, the next step would be to add some buttons. And I'm going to color in these buttons. So if you have a marker or a colored pencil or even a crayon, you might want to do that. And these are a circle shape. This one's going off the edge of the paper. Okay. The next step would be to add some hands. So I'm going to draw a straight line coming off the side of the snowman and 2 lines crisscrossing right through. Kind of like the snowman has sticks for arms, right? So I'm going to do that on both sides. The next step would be to add some circles randomly throughout the background, and this is going to be like snow. So when I think of a snowman outside, I think of the snow coming down and it being really pretty. I love making snowmans. Okay, if you want, this is optional, you can add a little heart on their cheek and you can color that in after. So now I'm going to show you how you're going to color in this snowman, and you're going to get the opportunity to do that as well. So for this snowman, I am going to use markers and color pencils. You can use crayons, markers, whatever you have is perfect, but I'm going to show you how I'm going to use both materials for my snowman. I would like to make my hat have pink and green in it. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'm simply going to start by coloring this area right here pink, and I'm going to do a pattern. So a pattern is something that's repeated. So it's going to be pink, green, pink. So I'm going to use the tip of my marker, and notice that your marker has a broad line area, so meaning if I press down on the side, it's going to make a wide mark of pink. But if I use the tip, I can get into small areas like so. So I'm using the tip of my marker for this very small little space in the hat, and I've now colored it pink. Put the cap back on, put it down, and now I'm going to use green. This is a little bit bigger of an area, but I still want to use the tip around the edges for what I'm coloring in. I like to use that lawnmower line effect when I'm coloring my snowman in, which means I'm simply going up, down, back and forth as if I was cutting the lawn. Next, pink. And I would finish this exactly the same way, going through the whole hat. Before I do that, I want to show you how to color in a couple other areas. So I'm going to finish that in a moment. I'm going to make my carrot nose orange, so I'm going to use orange for that. And I think I'll use the pink in the heart as well. But the background, I decided I'm going to use color pencils. So I'm going to show you how to color in with color pencils, and then I'm going to speed this up so you can see this all at once. So here I have a very nice blue that I can use in the background, and it's actually called sky blue. So coloring with colored pencils, I'm going to press down, and if I press down harder, it's going to be darker. But for this, I just want to lightly press. I don't want a super dark background. And I'm just going in this motion back and forth. I'm holding the color pencil like I would if I was using a pencil to write my name with. And I'm simply going to color in the whole background. For wider areas, I might turn my paper, hold my paper tight, and just hold the pencil like so, with my fingers like this, and go back and forth in a rapid motion to cover a lot of space at once. Okay? And then again, get these small areas with the tip. I'm going to color in the rest of this snowman, and I'm going to speed it up, and then you're going to get the opportunity to color as well. That is how you draw and color in a snowman. So I hope you like this lesson, and I look forward to next week's lesson with all of you.